Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X likes to present to you a following message of epic proportions. Today, we are going to record and give our predictions to one of the biggest wrestling shows of the year. Not Royal Rumble, not SummerSlam, not Survivor Series, but Wrestlepalooza. Joining me today are my two favorite co-hosts when it comes to these type of shows. Introducing first, my right-hand man, Pete. Awesome guest panel.
Pika. It is so good to be back here, and it's a pleasure to be with you, and a pleasure to be with Sora here today. Let me just say, I'm so pumped, and thank you for that lovely note you said about me. You are my right-hand man too, Pika. You're
Hell yeah. And my next guest isn't my left-hand person, but my sergeant at arms, my lieutenant of chaos, my number 2 when it comes to wrestling, Sora.
Hey yo, what's up?
What do you guys say to the fine folks that are
Uh,
listening?
I gotta say, there's 5 matches, and at least I want to say at least 3 of them are interesting.
Yep. And hopefully
Yep.
all of them deliver, sadly. You know, because these are one of those type of shows where you look at the card and you're like, this doesn't seem like it's going to be a good show. And then it turns out to be a good show. You know, fingers crossed. So,
Fingers crossed.
yeah. So hopefully with that being said, we'll move on to the first match. And what is the first match we're going to be talking about, Pete?
The first match we're going to be talking about, guys, is what I think is probably going to be the second match to open next to John Cena and Brock Lesnar tomorrow night, and that is the Usos versus the Vision, which consists of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, aka the Bronze.
And what's the story about this match, if you know, Pete?
The story about this one, though, guys, is that it all dated back to, I believe, last month, where Seth Rollins. I mean, first of all, it all started when Seth Rollins formed the Vision, and when Seth Rollins screwed CM Punk out of the World Heavyweight title match. I believe, wasn't that at SummerSlam, gentlemen?
It was at SummerSlam, and I think it also was at Clash. He got screwed like twice.
So basically,
Yeah.
get to the apples and oranges of the story and the meat and potatoes is that Seth was on this raging war against the Raw roster, and in the process, one of those people that waged war against them was Jey Uso. And Jey Uso waged war against the members of the Vision, i.e. Bronson and Braun, and thus we've had a Jey versus Vision storyline, which concluded, not concluded, I'm sorry, but it led to Jimmy Uso being traded to Raw, and that's what led to this match that we have tonight. Tomorrow night, pardon me.
So with that being said, Pete, then how do you see this match go, and who do you see win this?
Okay, good question. I honestly think because of the I think because of the momentum they have, I really think the Vision's going to win, and I'll tell you why. I think this is going to be one of those matches that leads to like a rematch down the road, where like the Usos will get their revenge, they'll get their payback. But I think right now, because the Vision is got so much momentum, like they're like the hottest commodity on Raw right now. It's the equivalent, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong on none of this, but it's equivalent of when the Vision is running WWE right now. Raw is like when Evolution ran Raw from 2002 to 2005. My opinion.
Yeah, I would say so. But I think a better example would be like, you know, because I don't think they've reached the Evolution level yet. I think they're like on Judgment Day, like early Judgment Day level.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what, Pika, I mean, like, basically, it's one of those staples that dominates the show. For instance, JBL had his cabinet, Roman Reigns had his bloodline, Bobby Lashley had the Hurt Business at one point.
No, and I know, and I feel like all those examples are like really good ones because they all were successful in a sense where, like, you know, they all had championship titles and this and that. When I think about Evolution, I think about, like, you know, basically them taking all the titles and taking over the show. We haven't seen that yet from Division, so I wouldn't really give them the, you know, and they're missing, you know, they need that fourth person.
Well, look at NXT too with the Undisputed Era. Every fucker in that group had gold.
Yeah, see, that's a good example of a power faction. Yep, the Undisputed Era, man, I miss them to this day. They weren't referenced at all in the NXT Homecoming, and that made me sad. Because Adam Cole, baby.
And you know what sucks about this too, Pika and Sora, is the fact that if Triple H was in charge back then, that the Undisputed Era would have been on the main roster, and they probably would have gotten the Evolution push.
Oh yeah, I think the push that like Judgment Day got, or like the Bloodline, that would have gone to the Undisputed Era.
Oh,
I think that it would have been them basically at the time.
Absolutely. And let me ask you too, guys, before you give your verdict on this match.
Yeah.
Do you believe that we were screwed? Like we talked about how like we were screwed out of a Hurt Business versus Bloodline storyline.
Right.
Let me ask you this, guys. Do you feel like we were kind of screwed 20 years earlier where we didn't get a Evolution versus JBL Cabinet storyline, or even an Evolution versus Team Angle storyline?
At Survivor Series?
In general, like.
Yeah. No, I'm making a reference basically. Team Angle at Survivor Series. You know what I'm talking about.
What do you guys?
I think so. Yeah, it was a missed opportunity, but I wouldn't say that was like on the top of the list where I would have been like, that's one of the things I wanted to see the most. Maybe the Team Angle one I wanted to see, but like I didn't really care for JBL's cabinet that much. I feel like it was missing that certain something. Everybody only really cared about JBL when it came to like America's Right and this whole like American gimmick that he had. But yeah, JBL to me is always going to be like a solo act unless we're talking about APA like Ron Simmons.
That was the best incarnation.
Yeah, that was the best. Yeah, and I think that's when he was given the best clotheslines from Hell, by the way, too. Like a lot of people don't realize what JBL with the black hair, jet black hair hitting the Bradshaw actually. When he was just Bradshaw, my bad. He was hitting that shit, man. But my thoughts on this match. So it could be very divisive. It can go I see it go both ways. Obviously, the way that I see traditionally that WWE would do is like, oh, this is Jimmy and Jay's reunion match. Now they're on the same show. They haven't been on the same page, or like not on the same page, but basically as a unit in like years from now, like since the Bloodline broke up. So it's like it makes me think in my mind like, oh, would they just be like, oh, this is their first match, give them the win, make them look like how the Usos look back in the day, and just to basically rehash that same formula where they get beat up afterwards and all the heat goes back to like the division, because if you have the Usos win, we all know what's gonna happen. We're gonna see spirits. We're gonna see fucking tsunamis. We're gonna see bald ass Adam Pearce not fucking being a good ass GM and just fucking being like, oh yeah, don't do it. I'm not gonna give you any consequences. Just don't do it, because he clearly can't suspend people anymore. He clearly can't just be like, hey, you know what? If you do this, I'm making an example out of you. I'm stripping Seth Rollins from the title. He won't do anything because this motherfucker doesn't have any spine, and I'm freaking advocating to have William Regal be Raw GM, bro, because this shit is fucking annoying, dude. Like, I really hate Adam Pearce as a GM. Nick Aldis is pretty good. At least he has spine. But like Adam Pearce, it seems like he's just a comedy character, and like bring Kurt Angle back, bring freaking Brad Maddox back, bring fucking anybody back, bring Mike Adamle back, because I'm telling you, yes, bring everybody, bring Stephanie back,
Pete, I got you. Bring Tiffany back.
Oh, ECW, bro! No. If we bring Tiffany back, Sora's just gonna Sora doesn't need to know who Tiffany is.
Drew McIntyre's ex-wife.
She was hot. Yeah, she was hot, man. I ain't gonna lie. And she was blonde too, right?
Wait, Pika. We gotta go general managers. Why don't we go? My favorite, Alejandro Estrada.
Bro, be honest, like all the people we're mentioning are better than like Adam Pearce. Just feels like a footnote. Like I don't know, like I feel like he has moments where he comes in and he's like, I'm gonna do this and that, but like the way he's handling the Vision situation, it's like,
You're
bro,
right,
anybody, yeah, like literally at Clash in Paris when he said, oh, you guys are barred from the building, and if you guys happen to show up, I pray to God, you guys are gonna be suspended or something. Like I don't know, he was saying something, right? But it's like they wouldn't have shown up and they wouldn't have done anything. Which they didn't, by the way, because Becky showed up at the end. But like, it would have stamped any other interference. Like if he said, "Yo, if anybody helps Seth Rollins is gonna have to forfeit the title." Any heel GM would do the shit. Any face GM would have done that shit. But I could, yeah. What were you gonna say, P? No. So basically, what I was saying, so that's a route I can see in the sense where it's the safe route where it's like give the Uso the reunion win and then basically have like them get beat up afterwards. Or they can go the interesting route, which is going to be my prediction, where it's like it's gonna be a matter of time before you have to actually give Division an actual tag team victory, because obviously they lost at SummerSlam, which they shouldn't have, and obviously they lost at Clash in Paris in the case of Bronson Reed, which he shouldn't have. But now that Roman's out of the picture, now that Paul Heyman is out of the picture, and a lot of people's out of the picture, I feel like this is the moment where you can elevate. Because if you're gonna say every single week like, oh, he's the tribal thief, and Bronson Reed is one bad SOB, and he's gonna destroy everybody on the roster, and Braun Breaker is like future WrestleMania headliner, for years to come, this and that. You gotta build these guys like how you're saying they are. You just can't have like Seth win all the time. You gotta have to actually have like the actual like cohorts, do things to the point where they elevate themselves and even maybe become better than Seth Rollins. Give them titles. I'm to be quite frank, like this is why I wish I was booking the show, because anybody with a brain would probably be like, Usos reunion of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Why isn't this for the tag titles? Matter of fact, yeah, if you don't even want to make this for these tag titles, make it a number one contendership, and whoever wins faces Balor and JD. Like, there's no common sense when it comes to the tag division, when it comes to Raw, and actually like annoys the hell out of me because SmackDown does a very good job. Like, I was shocked when the Y6 won the title, and all of a sudden it's like the most relevant thing ever. It's like they're basically being done justice on that brand. Well, like before they were like, oh, just we're vigilantes and we show up, and if you don't show up, you forget about us. Yada yada yada. So the way I see, obviously, to elevate, you can have them just be the monsters and dominate the Usos, or you can kind of tell like a bigger narrative in two different ways. One way could be, in a sense, what?
I just read the SmackDown coverage right now. They said I'm going to read
the. Is it something spoiler for the show or for the?
It's what happened on SmackDown tonight.
But does it correlate to Wrestlepalooza or?
Yes, it does.
So they had like is it like a new? Is it like a new match, or is it like?
No, it's what Brock did.
You can tell us, because for the people who just didn't see SmackDown.
I will just text it to you guys in the chat.
Yeah, you can text it. Yeah, you can tell us afterwards. Okay, so basically two ways I can see it. So obviously the first way I said, you can make it interesting where you basically, because we've been seeing, Jey Uso go rogue lately and not listen to his, big brother, aka his best brother, fucking Jimmy Uso, who happens to be the best Uso. And I feel like maybe you can tell like a friction storyline between them, and maybe something along the lines where Jey just like says, F it, you're on your own type of thing, and then the Browns like kill Jimmy, or it could be something of a miscommunication and any type of head, butting head between the Usos, and maybe that's the way you can kind of be like, oh, that's how they won, because the Usos butted heads. Or you can what was the other route that I was gonna say? Or you could have like maybe like okay, the route that I want to see, where it's like maybe the Usos are about to win and defeat the Brawns, and all of a sudden LA Knight comes and fucking screws Jay, which it hits him with the fucking BLT, fucking, and just like knocks the hell out of it. Like, yeah, just have an LA Knight interaction or like coming out in this match, and I feel like that alone will give the Vision the victory, and so that's the route I want to see happen. So I'm gonna go with the Vision. But what do you think about that, Pete? Like those two routes that I mentioned.
Not wrong. I don't disagree.
Yeah. All right, Sora, what do you think?
I think the Usos are having a lot of conflict with LA Knight. Even though the Vision is also having conflict with LA Knight, but I think the Usos are more having conflict currently with the way that like Jimmy just kind of hit, or not Jimmy, Jay just kind of hit LA Knight out of nowhere.
Right.
Or just when LA was just trying to help, and then Jimmy's trying to be the peacekeeper and stress between the two bros like that. It just was escalating, and Jay's like, we cool, whatever. And it's like, yeah, and then bam, it hits Jay right in front of Jimmy and stuff. So there's a lot of friction there, a lot of tension. Even though it looked like Jimmy and LA Knight were looking like they were actually going to get along and stuff for a bit, because LA Knight was like, oh, I can't trust anyone and stuff, and they might have had a slight chance of like, oh, Big Jim's cool. It's
Yeah,
his
of
Earth.
course.
It's his turf.
Yeah,
You know,
hell yeah.
but that ship might be sailing, and
Mm.
it's questionable to know if there's actually going to be involvement, even though LA Knight got that match specifically, so he promised not to be involved, but then the tensions also have been rising, so he has like more reason to be involved in that match
True.
instead of less.
True.
Because he doesn't just have problems with the Vision now, and now technically he kind of has problems with the Usos in a
Oh
way.
yeah. Oh yeah. Friction. Yep.
So that could play into the Vision's winning.
And that's your prediction? You going Division?
Yeah.
Wait, who did you say? You said Vision or you said Usos?
No, I said division. I think it was a clean sweep, guys.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're all see. This why, bro. This is why I like a three-person prediction show because I swear to God, if Silver Series he would be Usos. I know he was gonna say. I know he was gonna say that. Yeah, go on.
I said division because I feel like they're on a momentum right now.
Yeah, and I say they need to win because they've just been losing lately. You know, they're bigging them up, but it's like how many times can you lose before you can't? You know, you have to take away the moniker of them being the future Evolution. Evolution never lost this much.
No.
Never. Yeah, Randy and Batista never lost like this.
No, in fact, they won a majority of their matches.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of Hurricane, bro. Like, come on.
The Hamburglar?
Yes. The Green Gremlin. The Green Gremlin.
Yeah. Rock said Hollywood Rock.
Oh my God, Hollywood Rock needs to come back one time, bro. Like, I get the final boss is cool, but like just Hollywood one time, man. One time. All right. So,
how did you feel when he did that promo and he says, "Finally, The Rock it's finally showed up to you, 300 mother Canuckers." Boo! The Rock.
No, you can get away with saying that shit. It's just the person that I didn't respect was Shawn Michaels when he said about Montreal. Like, he's going to hell for that. Yeah, who's your daddy, Montreal? Nah. You're not that big to say that shit. But
no, what was more fucked up? But Pico, what was more fucked up? Him doing that or him singing your national anthem? Oh,
Canada, I hate this place.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that shit. Yeah,
I totally forgot he said that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, watch the segment again. Like, he literally. But the thing is, he was saying all this bullshit, but the thing that pissed me off the most is like he grabbed the you know what he did with the Canadian flag, right? At the end of the segment.
Yeah, he humped it. He humped it.
Yeah, he humped it. He wiped that shit on his ass. He did everything. I was like, wow. Like, not the flag, bro. Come on. But anyways.
He was such a prick.
Yeah, no, but in retrospect, I look at it, I'm like, yo, that shit was cool. But back then, I fucking hated that shit.
You were a Bret Hart guy, right?
Hell yeah, I was back.
Did you hate Goldberg?
Goldberg, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But the thing about Goldberg is like, it's weird because I only hated his WCW run. Like when he had that 2002 run, or was it 2003?
It was 2003.
Yeah, when he came back and he did the Elimination Chamber match and he had those matches with RVD and like I don't know, he had some random matches. Like he was good on that run. But yeah.
Pico, you remember the story Jericho said where like when he had the fight with Goldberg and then Jericho said he said to Goldberg, you're acting like a fucking goof, and Goldberg goes, your motherfucking goof.
Yeah, basically Goldberg was Ryback before Ryback. Like we noticed. Yeah, we noticed. Yeah.
And Booker T was in the room and he's chewing on like an unlit cigar and he goes, yo man, did you just say his mama was a motherfucking goof? That is the weakest fucking, that's the worst comeback I ever heard.
Yeah, Booker T was like, tell me you did not just say that.
Tell me you did not just say that.
Anyways. The second match we're gonna be talking about, I feel like, is the match that has the absolute like worst build to this. Actually, I wouldn't say the worst build, but it's just the match I care about the least on this whole show. I think they've done enough with the Division and Usos for me to be like, okay, the Usos reunion, there might be some friction going on. There's something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be a good match. This one, on the other hand, like I'm not really sold on, which is the WWE Undisputed Championship match, which you have Cody Rhodes defend it against Drew McIntyre. And how did this start? Okay, so I think basically it was like the night after I would say SummerSlam, when they were basically still in Canada, I believe, and they were trying to build to Clash in Paris. Basically, I think Drew McIntyre came out after one of Cody's match, and he basically claymored him through a table, which was freaking cool because I don't think I've ever seen that before, and it was like awesome. But after that happened, it was like, oh, just Cody Rhodes just ceased to exist anymore, and like we never saw him for weeks and weeks. It almost felt like it was forever, to the point where even Sora was like, I don't even know who's the WWE champion, and I don't think Sora was trolling. I think Sora was being legitimate. That Sora did not know who the WWE champion was at that time because we thought it was Cena still. So it goes to show.
No,
Like,
I didn't think it was Cena. I just forgot who beat Cena. Just because they like kind of like they weren't doing anything with that angle at all.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he just comes back, like I think last week, and says, you and me need a dance, not like a ballroom dance, not a formal dance, not a freaking rumba, no salsa, no like. So I thought it was an actual dance. I was about to be like, they have a dance battle, man. You remember the dance battle, right? Freaking JR and freaking who's it? It was JR and Michael Cole had a dance battle.
Oh, what was that? The one with the barbecue sauce?
Yes, yeah.
Kiss my foot, match.
Yeah, and then JR was actually a good dancer. He danced better than freaking JR.
2011 was probably one of the worst years in wrestling. The only thing that saved it was the summer of Punk. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe one good thing that came out of 2011, because I can tell you definitely wasn't WrestleMania.
It was Money in the Bank 2011. That's all I could say.
That's the only thing, though.
Yeah,
and that's for the Punk.
Yeah. And also, I guess SummerSlam when Kevin Nash returned. That's my big homie.
Remember Punk? Kevin Nash, WTF? I thought he was.
You were dead. LOL. Yeah.
LOL.
He LOL'd afterwards, bro. That shit was crazy. Actually, hold on. Was that the era where they had the anonymous GM?
No, that was gone at that point. That was when John Laurinaitis took over.
Okay. Because I was about to say that I think sucked more than. So I would say the 2010 was probably worse than 2011.
No. I'll tell you what was worse. I mean, you're telling me what about the guest stars? I mean, that was pretty shitty too. The only good ones we had were like Bob Barker.
Yeah, the Price is Raw was so good.
I loved Freddie Prinze Jr.'s appearance.
Yeah, well, I think Shaq's appearance was good too, right? Or no?
I hated Jeremy Pivens.
What was that dude's name? Kevin Federline.
He sucked. And I didn't like the Hot Tub Time Machine guys too. I didn't like that one.
Well, they had the Jackass guys too, right? Because I remember
No, that was 2007. That was when Umaga fucked them up at SummerSlam.
Oh, okay.
And they were laughing, and then Umaga got pissed, and he was beating up.
Oh, I think I know what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about MacGruber.
Yeah, MacGruber. And the A-Team. Remember when they had fucking...
Yeah, oh, my God. Damn.
Can you believe that
sucked? Huh.
But guys, can you believe that Rampage was actually a member of the Main Event Mafia?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. And not only him, but freaking what's his face too?
He was Mr. T.
Yeah, Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, Tito Ortiz. Yeah.
Yeah, August 1st, man. Like I'm telling you, man. If y'all forget about that shit, like that. But anyways, it goes to show how much we care about this match. By the way, like it's so pointless. And like I was telling Sora like the other day, it's like I'm not really sold on Drew McIntyre's character.
What's the match?
Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh, I think Drew's winning this, honestly.
Could you let us know how and why? And
yes, as a matter of fact, I can. And you guys can tell me I'm wrong on this though. I really think, and I really hope he doesn't come back because I think he fucked over Mania. But I really think that this is going to lead to Rock returning, and then Drew selling his soul to Rock, and then Rock, screwing Cody out of the belt, and then Drew became his new chosen one.
And I dream.
Wait a minute, you remember that? This will be the second time Drew has became a chosen one.
I like that idea. It's just I don't see The Rock like playing a factor at all this year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if he does come back, if Rock comes back, then that's gonna be my pick. If not, then I'm gonna go with Cody.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, it's like there's no way I could see like Cody just lose his first defense. He just literally won the title at SummerSlam, and like the way I know Cody Rhodes is like he's only gonna really lose the title on the big shows. I want to look at Wrestlepalooza, and I want to treat the shit like it's WrestleMania, but it's not WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like this show hasn't established itself as being one of the big four. So like I only see Cody losing at Mania. I see him losing, just at Mania, honestly. Like so I feel like it's going to be something along the lines where like Drew is going to be toying around with Cody, you know, saying like, yeah, you know, I can finish you at any time. Da, da, da. Hubris is going to get the best of him. He's going to miss the Claymore. He's going to run into the disaster kick, the Cody cutter, all that bullshit. You know, we're not even going to get a Crossroads trifecta. He's just going to hit him with one Crossroads. It's going to be over. Cody's going to win, and we just move on, you know. And Drew McIntyre just loses, you know, and it sucks because it's like, you know, he needs to win to elevate himself, you know, to actually do something new, something fresh with the title, but it's just, you know, he's not being the golden boy, you know. He's not being the guy who has the keys to the kingdom. Like, what are we talking about here? He's not being Guile from Street Fighter. Like, what are we, like, come on. Like, it's like, you know, he's not beating Akuma either. Even if it was Roman, he's not beating him. So I'm going to go with, you know, Cody Rhodes, you know, the safe answer. But what do you think, Sor?
I kind of, I think Cody's gotten a lot from the business already.
Yeah.
He wasn't really doing much, and Drew has been trying to do some stuff, so he's technically feels a bit more relevant.
Right.
And it'd be a nice payoff if Drew actually would win.
Right.
So I kind of want to go with Drew just for the fact that, like, I don't know. I think the Cody hype for me is kind of fading a bit, even though he does seem to be more of the fan favorite.
Yeah. Okay, and one thing I want to mention,
I think
too,
Cody's also a better chaser than Holder.
Oh yeah, way better.
So it'd be good to see him chase after Drew.
Yeah. But you know what's the sad part too? I don't think Drew's the guy. And the reason why I'm saying that because I just remember it in my head right now. We still haven't got a proper Randy and Cody feud. Randy needs to turn up, you know, heel, and the best way to turn heel is like probably punk Cody, you know. So, and I would rather just see Randy with the title and be closer to, you know, breaking the record than Drew McIntyre. So that's another reason why I wouldn't want Drew winning this is because if anybody Cody Rhodes should be chasing, it should be Randy, his former mentor. Legacy. It's my legacy. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Y'all remember that song? Come on, that shit was goated. But no, I'm gonna have to show you that song. Sorry, like yeah, I'm telling you, that's probably the best Cody Rhodes theme song I've ever heard in my life, bro. And it wasn't even like his; it was like a group song, I believe. But yeah, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody. You one of Drew, and I think both of y'all one of Drew, right?
Yeah, so it sounds like.
All right. With that being said, sorry, you can say what the next match is, and I feel like you personally should tailor this match because you know I feel like you know you should know a lot about this match because you know you happen to be in this match. So, what's the next match we're talking about, sir?
I feel invested in the Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer match. I think that's gonna be a good match. There's a lot of friction between Io and Asuka, and that leads to a lot of funny moments for Kairi. Then you got Rhea, who's like, she wants the title, but she's also focused on Stephanie, whether Stephanie wins or loses.
All right.
Which technically, because she did say to Stephanie, like, win or lose, like, if you have the title or not, I'm still coming after you. So that would give her a small break from chasing the title. Technically.
Okay.
And maybe you could build something off of that. So like you don't have to necessarily have that in there, and then maybe you can try to introduce some other new faces into the title picture. Because Rhea is pretty dominant with the title as is. So you don't necessarily need her chasing the title completely. So I wanna say maybe Io could win, but I could see either one of them win.
But the prediction you're penciling in is Io. Scott.
Yeah, I'll go with Io because I do want to see like Rhea kind of try to have another storyline that doesn't involve the title.
Okay. Pete, you're up next.
With no hesitation, Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh, is there any reasoning why? Or...
I just feel like she hasn't had enough wins or like momentum, like moments. I feel like this would be her time to shine because I feel like, you know, guys, tell me if I'm wrong here, but she should have had a match at Clash of Paris for the women's title.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So why not, you know, have her, you know, build up some momentum with this match?
I the thing is, if Rhea wasn't like, what do you call it, so on Stephanie's case, I think I'd rather see Stephanie with the title, but I do want to try to see if they could possibly do a storyline
It-
without Rhea chasing the title.
Can I share? Can I actually share another thing I could bring up to this? Why
Go
give
ahead.
the belt? Why he has a chance to build an opportunity to build Stephanie Bakir as a breakout star with this
Yeah.
pay-per-view and this match with the vacant title. And what does Io Sky have to gain or lose? Absolutely nothing in this case because she's held
Absolutely,
the belt.
I agree. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
held the belt before. She's an established star. Stephanie Bakir is rising up and coming and rising.
She's elevating herself to the top, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going with Stephanie hands down on this.
Okay.
So
right.
what happens?
Okay, you have
Yeah.
questions? Like about
Yeah.
what Pete's saying, or you just,
Yeah, so I mean, like, what would happen if like Io did win it and then Asuka does a turn to take that,
that
and then
could
Bakir's the
that-
one to take it from Asuka?
That's fine too.
right. That's fine too. That's fine too. Okay, so I'm gonna be the tiebreaker here, obviously, because we got both sides, and both sides are very compelling, and I do want to preface that, like, any person can win this match, and it's perfectly fine, like, because I feel like this is just going to be the best wrestling match on the show. We know how Io goes with these type of matches. She had like two of the great matches in this whole freaking year. We've seen Stephanie Bakir's rise from NXT up until now. She's been elevated. She's been protected. She won a freaking battle royal, and I feel like everything is kind of like coming to the end right here. It's like this is the big Mania build up match that they're giving us on the show. This is one of the big highlights match of the show. So obviously, I see both sides with Io basically if winning the title. The next competitor would be like Rhea, and they can progress that story. And then I do see what Pete's saying, where if Stephanie does win, you put the talent in your face and you elevate her, and basically you have a new star being born in front of us. This is the scenario that I see that's gonna happen, and I feel like it's gonna be, I guess, very divisive, and it's gonna kind of like it depends on like how we view it and what the case is, but obviously Io and Stephanie are gonna have a phenomenal match. I think the right answer for this specific match is what Pete's saying, and you give the titles to Stephanie Bakir. And the reason why I'm saying that is they have done everything and anything to prolong her ascension to the top. The moment she got called up to the main roster is when she was supposed to be given the title. There's been plenty of weeks that they don't even showcase her on TV. They treat her like an afterthought, this and that. But every time she shows up, she just always proves that she's like the top woman of the show. So we go backwards right now. We go all the way to what's it called, Evolution, when she won the Battle Royal, and she proved that she was the best woman, this and that. And she was guaranteed a match at Clash in Paris. But I think what fucked everything up was Naomi basically going on her sabbatical. It is what it is. But that was kind of like the thing that got her off the train. Basically, it's like, oh, we were basically gonna give you the title, but now that like the title is vacated, and now we have Wrestlepalooza coming, and we're doing the whole ESPN shit, this and that. They're looking for like a big spotlight and showcase to actually give her the title. So I do see them giving Stephanie Bakir the title, but this is where the asterisks and the bullshit comes in. She's gonna win not because she's the better woman, and obviously I do believe that she's the better woman if it comes to that, because we never seen what the result was. But I feel like every time they were leaning towards the result, it kind of looked like Stephanie was gonna win the match. But I don't think anything changes here. But what I see that does change is the Kabuki Warrior effect.
Yep.
Because if we can put two and two together, Io said plenty of times, like, I got this. I can do this on my own. Yada, yada, yada. This and that. Asuka's, saying, okay, I respect that, this and that. But then Io does everything and anything to kind of like, show like she's not really respecting the Kabuki Warriors. And when that comes in is when every time she comes in, she, panders to Rhea, aids Rhea, lingers with Rhea, becomes buddy with Rhea. Kairi tells her plenty of times, like, Asuka doesn't like Rhea. Stop, being chummy with her. We're family. She's, one of my mortal enemies. Stop with this bullshit. Io's just like, oh, okay. And then, goes in one ear, goes the other ear, and she does all the things on her own, this and that. And she thinks that this doesn't have, like, a backlash effect. Obviously, I would like to see Io and Asuka fight for the title. But obviously, they're not going to fight for the title because you don't really need a title to tell that story. The story is already written, amongst your group. From Kabuki Warriors to Damage Control days to this and that, the story is already there. that's a good non-title like wrestling feud that you can, basically, tell us. So I feel like Loki, Asuka's gonna show up, Kyrie's gonna show up. There's gonna be a lot of mess. Maybe even Rhea will show up, this and that. It's gonna distract Io long enough to, be distracted, and she's gonna lose on a technicality, and it's perfectly fine because at the end of the day, you gave the title to Stephanie. She's gonna elevate it. She's gonna feud with different people because I really don't see Rhea getting that title until WrestleMania. And maybe I could be wrong because maybe they will be like, hey, Stephanie wins. Rhea is the next challenger. And then, so instead of like basically them hinting that Io and what's his face? Io and Rhea are going to be the challenge. It's not going to be the case. Io's going to be, basically fighting Asuka next pay-per-view. And it's going to be like maybe on the custody of like Kairi Sane or some bullshit. Some they can tell some good story with that. So, and I do see Steph and Rhea facing off next month. So I think and also I think that's a better match because we've never seen that match. And then they're going to prolong the story about like because they're going to have obviously what's her face Rhea lose. So maybe then Rhea could potentially find her way to coming back to the title around WrestleMania time, and maybe you give Io like the Royal Rumble victory, and basically it's one big triple threat because that's the way I'm looking at it. Like Stephanie versus Io Sky versus hell, you can even make it a Fatal 4-Way match because let's say hypothetically speaking, Asuka beats the holy hell out of Io and basically propels her to the top in title contention, and Io happens to be in the title contention too because she won the Royal Rumble because she won some type of stipulation, number one contendership, this and that. So maybe you can do a big Fatal 4-Way match at WrestleMania. But regardless, the result doesn't change. I think Io's gonna lose on the technicality. Stephanie's gonna win, and we're all gonna be happy about it because we're gonna get a great match. It's just that finish is gonna be wonky, and it's gonna be perfectly fine. But that's my prediction. I'm gonna go with Stephanie. But what do you think about that, Pete? Oh, Pete's not here. Okay.
You literally said the same exact thing I was gonna say because I was gonna say it's gotta end two ways, guys. It's either gonna end with Stephanie winning the belt or Io winning the belt, which is gonna lead to an Asuka Io feud, which will eventually lead to like Kairi Sane having like a moral issue where she has to choose between either
basically. Yeah, and I'm saying best of both world scenarios if you give the title to Stephanie and you let Io and Asuka like settle it off like under, because then we get both sides, and then eventually it will all come together. But if you give Io the title and then she feuds with Asuka, this and that, then you basically left Stephanie for chopped liver because what the fuck is Stephanie gonna do afterwards? She needs the title to actually be relevant. Aside from like her, she's a great wrestler, she's a top star, this and that. But what's gonna garner her to be on the show every single week, being a champion? And come on, man, she was literally like the best woman on the Raw roster right now. Come on, she has the most aura. Like we're not gonna play around with that shit. But anyways, but yeah, what do you think about what I'm saying? Sorry, like you see that happening or no?
Yeah, I can see that happening, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I do want to see Stephanie get a lot more screen time.
Hell yeah, the NXT screen time, so we can get more double kisses, baby. But yeah, all right. I guess the next match on the table that we have right now.
Can I call this one, guys?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can say.
All right, so let's start with the match. We're gonna save the tag match for last, but let's talk about Cena versus Brock. And I just came up with a really good concept that could happen, guys, if we really think about this. And I'm gonna throw you guys a monkey wrench that you guys are never gonna know about. I think what's gonna happen is that I think two things are gonna happen. Either Cena's gonna win, or Brock will win, and that's going to lead to his next opponent, which is I really think is going to lead to the return of Gunther, which is going to lead to a match we're going to finally get that Brock versus Gunther match, either at Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania.
So you think you'll do it at the next pay-per-view?
If Gunther does not show up, I see Cena winning. But if Gunther shows up, I'm going with Brock. Because I really think what's going to happen here, guys, is that Brock will win the match. At the end of the match, Gunther will confront Brock. Because remember, they did confront each other at the Royal Rumble 2023, and we never got to see that, unfortunately.
Right.
So I think now with Brock, and I think you guys know about this too, that Brock is considered retiring next year in 2026. And if he does, why not have the Brock Lesnar retirement tour? We have the John Cena retirement tour. Why not Brock Lesnar retirement tour? And one of the people fight is going to be, Gunther.
Yeah, that could
Imagine
work,
this
but yeah.
guy,
Yeah, but the
guys,
thing is that it depends on like Gunther's like status. Like, what's his status currently?
babyface. He comes back as a total babyface.
Gunther, the ring general.
I mean,
Yeah.
they put what's his name? I mean, Von Kaiser. I call him Von Kaiser. Oh shit.
Von Kaiser.
Louis Von
What
Kaiser.
happened to the freaking the other dude? I forgot what his name was.
Oh, what's his name? Fabian.
Yeah, freaking fucking what's it called? Vinny something?
Vinny Vici or some shit.
Yeah, whatever his name was. Like I haven't seen him in a long time. What
He
happened
got
to him?
released.
They released him. I was like, you can bring him back, you know. Oh, I forgot.
If
what
you're
it
gonna do,
was.
wait. If you're gonna bring him back, you gotta bring back Alexander Wolf.
Oh my god. Okay, I remember his name now. Freaking Giovanni Vinci. Giovanni. Vinci.
Dudes, I can't believe that Alexander Wolf was part of two different powerhouse groups in NXT.
He was a part of Sanity and freaking Imperium.
Yeah.
You say? Wow.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I think I like the Sanity run more than Imperium, personally.
What was he anyway? German?
Yeah, he was German. Yeah.
Okay.
And what I remember too was yeah, he had the War Games matches, right? It was Sanity and Undisputed Era, Sanity versus Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and what's called the War Raiders. Oh shit! Man.
Oh man, let me just say this too. That guy looks like a German version of Cassius Ohno, Chris Hero.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Cassius Ohno.
Oh, why'd you remind me of that, bro? That guy could have been, bro. Wasn't he supposed to be a member of the Shield? Like
he was, and then he was, and then he got replaced by Roman Reigns.
Damn, he would have been probably the coolest member of the Shield. Potentially,
guys, I'm shocked. Not hating on Claudio because I love Cesaro, but I thought that Chris Hero was going to be the breakout star, not him.
True. Until you saw Cesaro's WWE run, and you're like, oh, never mind.
The only problem is that Claudio can't cut a promo though. Like Hero can cut a promo.
Right. That's why you needed Oksana. If you remember Oksana.
Oh, dude, that was awful. I mean, I'd rather him be with Paul Heyman than her.
Oh yeah, the Real Americans, dude.
No, that was Dutch Mantel.
Wait. Oh, no,
I'm just saying it would have been. Well, remember, Cesaro was a Paul Heyman guy. Remember, he left Dutch for Paul.
Oh, that's what he. Oh, that is what he did. Okay, I thought it was the other way around.
No,
I thought he left Paul for Dutch. Damn. By the way, like the Real American, like that was top tier Jack Swagger, huh? Like, wasn't that Jack Swagger's best gimmick?
His best run, honestly.
Dude, what the check 1, 2. Oh yeah. Like what? But no, so wait, what were you even talking? Oh yeah, the whole like Brock and so you were thinking basically like a retirement tour for Brock and like next year, and I feel like they're gonna probably have him like retire at like the SummerSlam because isn't SummerSlam in his hometown or something?
Yeah, I really think he's retired SummerSlam.
Yeah, and it makes sense because he is Mr. SummerSlam, so you know.
He definitely is. I mean, fucking won his world title, his first WWE championship at SummerSlam,
and he became the youngest at that time. To be the youngest, that's just like I was shocked when they said that. I was like, he's the youngest at that time. Holy shit!
Can you believe, guys? I gotta share this with you guys. Can you believe we're in a day and age where we're watching a long hair Brock Lesnar and a bald Triple H?
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what's crazy though? Like he actually looks good with the long hair.
He does.
That shocked the hell out of me. I saw Brock, I'm like, yo, he's turning to a Viking.
He's a fucking Viking.
Yeah, but he was already Viking when he just had the braid. Now he's just like full Viking.
Now he has the full hair.
Yeah, what? He didn't even need the full hair. He just had the beard and the braid, and it was okay. But no, okay, so this match, I'm gonna be very interested to see like, could it be the best, Cena and Lesnar match? Because they've fought like a lot of times in WWE IP, and they've had like.
And I think the record is, Brock has, I think. They fought 4 times, and I think Brock has the most victories.
So they fought Backlash 2003. They fought Extreme Rules.
How many matches did Brock Lesnar and John Cena have?
Yeah, tell me the number because I want to guess. Like, I want to see if I can get them all.
and John Cena had. Let me see.
Yeah. Well, like, what's the number?
Total of matches they had together, believe it or not, is 6.
Oh my goodness. Hold
And
on, hold on.
oh my goodness. Oh, you want to name these 6 matches?
Wait. So these are all single matches?
These were all single matches, yes, with Cena.
Shit. Okay, so I want to say Backlash 2003.
No, actually, there's one before that.
Before Backlash 2003? Well,
Yeah.
when did that happen?
It says right here, SmackDown 2002. Brock Lesnar beats Cena.
Oh, on a SmackDown match. Okay.
September 19th. SmackDown.
Wait. How many of those 6 matches are like just not pay-per-view matches?
Only. Well, actually, 2 of them are not pay-per-view. The rest are pay-per-views.
Okay, so yeah, so I would say 1 SmackDown.
2 SmackDown.
Two Smack. Okay, fuck. 2 SmackDown. Backlash 2003. Yes. Extreme Rules 2012.
Yes.
SummerSlam 2014.
Yes.
Fuck, that last one.
Okay. How do you not forget it? It was the introduction of the new WWE Championship. Remember when we got rid of those double belts?
Wait, I thought that was the SummerSlam match.
That was the SummerSlam. That was the last one they had.
But so I said them all.
You said them all. Yeah. That was it.
Okay, yeah. No, because I remember I don't remember that match because of that. I remember that match because that was the start of Suplex City. That was the match he like Cena didn't even get one move in, and he won.
That was the day.
I mean, he lost. I mean, yeah.
Pico, that was the day Super Cena died.
Yeah, he killed him. So with that being said, all those matches and those SmackDown ones, I think you and I can agree their best match was Extreme Rules 2012.
Yes, totally agree. And that was the only match Cena won clean.
Right. So exactly. And the thing is, also we got to factor that in. What was that match? Also, like, what was the significance of that match? That was what, like.
That was when Brock came back and Cena beat him, and I think we could see a deja vu with this one. Brock comes back and then Cena beats him.
Because that's the thing that's confusing me. Would they do that again?
Yes,
because of what?
Well, I'll tell you why, guys. Because Brock has so many victories over Cena, and this is Cena's retirement tour. Why would he lose one of the match that he lost so much against with Brock?
And the only answer I really have for that, and I want to know your opinions on it, is like, realistically speaking, does it matter any of these remaining matches that John Cena wins or loses if it's not the last match?
Okay, when it comes to Brock's case, it does, because this guy has beaten him. Like, they had 6 matches, and Brock won 4 of these 6 matches. So it's very important for Cena to win 1 more of these matches just to get some kind of, one up against him somewhat. Because think about it, Pika. If Lesnar wins this match, he's going to be 5-2 with Cena.
Okay, I get that. And the thing I'm trying to factor in too right now is like how long how long has it been since Brock was gone? Like since his last match?
Brock's last match was SummerSlam 2023 with Cody Rhodes.
So he's been gone 2.5 years, right? And basically they had him on the roster for that whole time, but because of like all the allegations and all the bullshit that was keeping him, like they couldn't bring him back, right?
No.
So I'm thinking in my mind, and I'm wondering if you think the same way too, Pete. Do you think WWE says, we've had this guy on payroll for this whole time, should we just like flip the switch already and just like invest on like what we have right now and just like literally have Brock go on a freaking run? Because if Brock just comes back and loses his first match, where does he go from there?
Well, I mean, Pika, he did the same exact thing in 2012. He lost his very
but it was different in 2012 because he wasn't close to retiring.
No, but it's actually worse though, because if you look at it, his last match prior to that was 2004. That was literally almost.
No, I know that, but the thing is, like, he wasn't close to retiring. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a difference between like him being gone because he had like a whole decade, that he could just be like, I can go on this run and look at it. Okay, I'm putting it like this, and I think you let me know if you understand like what I'm saying with this. So basically, they had him lose at Extreme Rules. But they had him already penciled in that following year, whatever the following year was. He's the one who's going to end the Undertaker streak. It didn't matter if he would have won or lost because they were just going to give him greater stuff in the future. They had it. Right. So I'm thinking in my mind, if you have Brock lose this one, what greater thing you can give him in the future? Because it's, obviously we don't really care if he becomes undisputed champion or not, this and that. If he loses, if he wins, like it's interesting because it's like, oh, okay, what title is he going to hunt for? Is he actually going to hunt? Is he going to revisit the whole Cody thing? Which, we don't need to see that because, I feel like they already, open a shut with that one. or does he go to Raw and like fuck around with the division?
Well, here's what I think it's gonna happen. I think it will lead on to greater things though, because I really think that I don't think losing this match will hurt him though. As a matter of fact, I think it will actually help him though, because I feel like if he loses this one match, he can go on to win every single match, moving forward though, because one match out of the entire run that he does, and this is where it's gonna lead to his retirement thing, where like there is a big payoff to this. I have a feeling, Pika, that very much like John Cena, I think we're gonna get a revisit from Cody versus Brock. Only this time it's gonna be for the title at Mania next year, and I really feel like Cody. This is what I think is gonna happen. I think Brock's gonna win the Rumble, even though I don't want it to happen. I really don't.
Brock winning the Rumble? I don't think he's winning the Rumble.
I don't want this to happen, but I really think this is going to eventually lead to this match with Cody at Mania, and I really think that this is important because this is where you're going to build somebody. You're right. This is where, like how he took Undertaker's streak. Well, why not have the effect though? Like have somebody else do the same thing with.
No, but everything that you're saying though, like Pete, to me, I feel like doesn't mean more than him being Cena.
No, but I know, but I'm saying like it's gonna lead to other things, Brock, that doesn't involve Cena. Like for instance, I think it's gonna lead to Brock winning his final championship, but then lose it at SummerSlam, i.e. Cena Cody. But this time it's gonna be to Gunther, and you're gonna make Goldberg. You're gonna make Gunther a bigger star when he wins the WWE title. Nobody gave a shit about him.
No. But I'm gonna say this though. Like I don't know the way I don't know. You can tell it any different type of way, but the way I'm looking at it is like, that Gunther win on Brock's going to mean so much more if he's the first guy to beat Brock coming back. Because if he just wins, it would be like, oh yeah, he won, he beat Brock, and that was like an inevitability that we saw, because that was probably what was going to happen the first time that they were going to do it. But like obviously, the events happen, this and that. But if you put Brock on a monster run, it makes that much more believable when Gunther wins it. And people are going to fucking cheer the fuck at him, because you got to think about it in a sense. Like if you have Brock lose, you're kind of making him like babyface. If you have him win here, you're heating him up basically, and he's gonna get booed because he's gonna be like, oh, he's one of the motherfuckers that beat Cena on his last run, this and that. Like he shouldn't. It's like the whole like if Logan Paul would have beat like Cena, like you basically get that heat on you. You know what I mean? Logan Paul didn't need the heat, which is why he lost. Brock needs the heat, because the thing is, like, if Brock loses this, I can see them transition him into a babyface. Because people are just gonna be like, oh, okay, like, well, what is there really to hate about Brock? If you mention Gunther, like, if you put Gunther in the ring, you put Brock in the ring, people are going to cheer for Brock. But if you have Brock just like decimate, Cena on an inch of his life and fucking wins, like hell, even you can have maybe a scenario where like he passes out.
Can I? By the way, you're absolutely right about that, Pika. I just want to say too, with Brock's hair though, I'm gonna say this jokingly though, and this is a joke question. How come the top of his head, his hair on the top of his head doesn't look like it matches the bottom of his head though? Like if you look at it, it looks like two pieces of hair though. Like I'm looking at the top of his head, the ponytail, and then I'm looking at the like the back part of his head where it just looks like a bush of like hair.
Okay, so I'm no hairstylist, but I can kind of give you like my assumption of what I think it is. So obviously, I think Sami Zayn, he does the same hairstyle too, where it's basically when you try to do the whole man bun thing, right? But then you don't like grasp all your hair. So like basically you only get the top portion of your hair. You put that into a ponytail, and then you just like basically like the remaining hair, you just like like slash it down, basically, comb it down. And that's basically the style that he has. It's like a comb down, like not fully. It's like a half man bun, half ponytail type of thing.
Then shave the back of your head and become Cowboy Brock again.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't even need that.
I'm talking the Cowboy Brock look right now.
Yeah, but the sad part too. I don't hate it though. I'm looking at it. I'm like, Brock with any type of hair is better than just the mohawk that he had. Because that mohawk, I don't get me wrong, like that is Brock's like OG look, but it's like, come on, like he's evolved from that. He's not the Beast Incarnate anymore, or he is the Beast Incarnate, but he's not the what was the nickname that they were giving him? Like the next big thing. He's not the next big thing no more. So like he doesn't need that old look. So you can have this new look. But I'm gonna say this though. So with this match, it can go either way, and I'm okay with it. Because the thing is, it's a dream match, and it's a match I wanted to see so bad. Like you can even ask Sora. Like I've been asking for Brock to return so bad. I didn't care about the Goldbergs. I don't care about any returns. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, whenever Brock comes back, it's gonna be a big deal. Because he is that like entity in WWE that literally, like, whether you like him, whether you hate him, he brings a lot of joy and entertainment to the product. He's funny as hell. He literally ripped his pants on live television and got away with that shit. What motherfucker can rip his pants and get away with that shit, bro? Like that doesn't make any sense.
Blue, by the way.
And his underwear was blue. Sorry, even confirmed it that it was fucking blue. And like, come on. And then the whole scene of cutting that promo being like, on Sunday, I'm gonna prove to you that my jorts are stronger than your jeans. Like, bro, you deserve to fucking you deserve to fucking die from that statement. I'm sorry. And yeah. And this is my bias, and like you tell me if I'm in the wrong about this, Peter, or not. I feel like if Cena this whole retirement run was a babyface, then absolutely have like him come back and beat Brock. But the fact that he gave us that abysmal heel run, or not abysmal, that heel run that sucked the life out of the company, this and that, I feel like Brock's is basically his judge, jury, and executioner. He should beat him on that fact that you literally were winning matches just on title shots to the head and not giving us like the top tier matches that we deserve, you know? So I feel like as a punishment, as a consolation, you should just give Brock the victory on that like stigma. But what do you think about that? Did you like the John Cena winning with the title shot to the head type of shit, or no?
In regards to who as a champion is Cena's champion?
Yeah. When Cena was a heel champion and all he was doing was basically winning with the the belt shot to the head, and then the whole like Travis Scott thing and all the bullshit like.
That was bad.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I'm like more like I love Cena, but I'm like, yo, Cena has to pay for his sins though. Like I feel like that's like the beast. Like he's coming as like what's the saying that they call it? Like not the hell's favorite demon, but like he's a hellhound. And like he's literally coming back as a mercenary, being like, "Hey, you know what? Everybody loves you now, but guess what? You were literally the most like the douchebag piece of crap for like the past like 5 months, you know." So like, you know what I mean? Like the whole Randy matches and Punk matches and that he was being like so heelish. But now we got the the Cena that we that would deliver the 5-star matches, good. But I'm looking at it where it's like there's so much that Cena can give than take from the business right now. And I feel like if he loses every match from this point forward, except for like his retirement match, he's okay with it. Or you can have him like, win some, lose some, and let it be like a mixed bag. I feel like it depends on the person. To me, I feel like Brock, that could be a huge investment in his future. If you literally have him lose, you're just basically taking all the heat out of him. I want him to win this shit, but it's like it's Brock's comeback. So it's like, fuck. It's like in my mind, I'm like so conflicted. I'm like, there's not that many things where you can kind of be like, okay, how do we take Brock seriously from losing to Cena? Type of thing. Because Cena's like, he's been proven that, like, literally, he's been like coasting this whole year. He only had like one 5-star match, which was with Cody at actually no, he had two. Yeah, the Clash in Paris match with Logan Paul, that was pretty good too. But it's just, I want to see him like kind of basically give it his all, give it his best, and like just come up short. And I feel like this will be gratification and rectification from what happened in Extreme Rules 2012, because you and I can both agree when it came to that match, and it was their best match so far in their whole like anthology that they had. That was a match Brock needed to win, and they had him lose, and it was fine because like all the things that they had for him in the future. Now it's like when is Cena's turn to give back? And I feel like this is the time you give back, and people will like you, and people will respect you on this shit. And guess what? And guess what? It also builds sympathy for Cena, because now whatever match he has at Crown Jewel, it'll be like, shit, man. Like, does he have what it takes? Or the beatdown that he got from Brock, took a toll on him, and like kind of beat the fortitude out of him. And we can get this whole like sob story. It's like, do I still have what it takes to like be that? Am I? I was Super Cena against Brock, and I still lost. What do I do now? Like the intrigue to that would be like so fantastic. And the Brock thing, it's like literally, I'm here to like destroy all your idols, So whether it's like Cody, whether it's like Randy, because Randy and Brock still have history, and I still want to see that match. Like there's so much, and obviously other people that if they decide to show up and make the return back to WWE, there's like so many things that you could do. So I'm gonna go with Brock, and you went with Cena, right, Pete?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you're the tiebreaker. Have fun.
I don't know. Cena's jorts might be stronger, but that don't mean he is stronger than Brock.
Oh, my heart. My heart.
That noise you made?
I thought you said, bro, he was gonna lose because
I said his jorts might be stronger.
Yeah, but That might give him the edge to win, Sora. Okay, let me put it like this: if George doesn't rip in this specific match, Cena might win. Cena might. He needs to rip that George. Is what I'm trying to say. But continue, Sora. Continue.
Oh my god, it's like they both ripped their fans. Like Brock's like still blue, by the way, and then like Cena's like, yeah, well I got green.
No, but come on now, sorry. Now you're trying to get a reaction out of me on this prediction show. Not a recording, not a recording. You know Cena wears a tiny white.
Okay,
like,
well,
he's not
actually, wait.
What?
I'm gonna go with I want to say Brock win in prediction.
Okay.
But what color do we think Cena's coming out to face Brock with?
Oh, see, we should start doing that game. So, well, do you have a color in mind? Because that's what I gotta think.
Oh, I did say green, so I'm gonna go with green.
So, like green hat, green shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Pete, what color attire do you think Cena's gonna come out to?
I'm honestly, I think purple.
Okay. Oh, purple. That's a top tier color. I like that. Shit, y'all just said my two favorite colors, bro. What the fuck? You said green. You said purple. Oh man. All right. So then I gotta like work in the middle with this. I'm gonna say blue and yellow. I'm cheating a little bit. It's gonna be a combination of blue and yellow. And I guess if you want predominantly, I'm gonna say predominantly yellow. But then it's gonna have like a hint of blue. Yeah. But if it's inverse, I swear to God, I'm gonna be so pissed. But I still win though. I don't give a fuck because I said blue. But yeah. Unless you want to do a color combination too, sorry. Or do you think you just solid green is good for you? Yeah, just to be fair, because like I was just gonna say yellow, but I see blue. Like I don't know why I see blue.
Green and orange.
Green and orange. Okay. And Pete, you're just sticking with pure purple, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be purple.
All right. So, Pete, can you do us a favor and should let the people know about the main event?
Yeah. Well, this one has history that goes back to 2019, but officially it happened in 2023. And that is the battle of the couples, and that is the Brookses, AJ and Phil, aka CM Punk Brooks, versus the Rollins, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. And by the way, I should take that back. His real name is Black. So the Blacks, Tyler Black and Rebecca Black versus Pepsi, Phil Brooks, and AJ Brooks.
Oh shit! How do we see this going? And also, I don't know how you feel about that. Actually, matter of fact, we can start with this. Pete, what's your full thoughts on like AJ Lee's return to the promised land of WWE and how like we've been anticipating this for like many years? Like, what's your thoughts on it?
I'm very happy that that she's back, and it was so fucking gratifying to hear "Light It Up" again. I love that song, and it just took me back to my fucking college days. So that.
Just whatever you do, Pete, don't play that song, bro, because I'm trying to get that song out of my head.
Okay, I will sing it out. Pika, I love you so much. I'm not gonna sing it.
Hey,
if Simba was on the show, I would have sang it.
Hell yeah. But go on.
So my pick for this guy's match, I'm gonna go with the Brooks.
Okay.
Because,
why though? How do you see that?
Because Seth had so many fucking upset victories and moments where he got one up on Punk, and I think this is gonna be a time where Punk's finally gonna one up him.
Yeah, but the question I have for you now, Pete, because you chose team, I want to call it team AJ Punk, honestly.
I think they're gonna win it because Seth has already won majorities of the fights.
Who's gonna get the winning fall though?
I definitely think it's gonna be fucking Becky getting pinned by AJ. I think AJ's I think
okay. All right. I'm gonna save my predictions last, but Sora, what do you got, man?
I see CM Punk and AJ Lee winning.
Thank you.
Sadly, it's not like a double championship match.
I wish. I wish.
Hey, that's what it should have been. Winner takes all. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
We should have gotten the stipulation we got in 2019 with Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans.
That match was winner takes all, wasn't it?
That was winner take all, yeah.
See that? So I see. This is why I have to say that shit. So like, even though 2019 was a bad year, they knew how to book matches though. Like, let's be completely honest. Like, because like, it doesn't take that much common sense to kind of be like, oh, they both have a title. There's a mixed tag match. We're making this the main event. I'm assuming, but both titles on the line. Like, tell that story. You know, and, or even better, yeah, you can tell that story where it's like whoever eats the. This would be the better story in my opinion, because I don't think we've seen this before. But like, whoever eats the fall is the person that loses the title. So like, if Punk, pins Seth, he becomes the new world heavyweight champion, and if AJ pins Becky, she becomes the new, and then you can stem from that being like, oh, okay, like the other match could be the singles match. So whoever didn't lose in the tag will lose their title against the single opponent. And it's like beautiful, and you can literally do what you call it, because I would have AJ like win over Becky, and then you could just have like Seth and Punk having Hell in a Cell match. Fucking why the hell not? You know what I mean? TLC, you name it, But you can go on, no sir.
Try to like pictures like because both Seth and Becky do the whole like I'm a coward, lure you into a trap thing. But like,
right.
what would be like more like the whole like you're like backing away from one person, but then you turn to see the other person kind of thing. Like, what would that be, Seth or Becky in that position? Probably would be Seth.
Yeah, I'll say it would be Seth.
Yeah, so I think Seth would probably end up in that kind of position.
Okay.
And trying to see like who gets help and stuff, and then basically that would take Seth out of the equation, allowing AJ to get the pin on Becky, possibly. I'm like trying to see how it plays out, but
you see it as a clean victory, or you see them like
I see it clean, but like Seth's just kind of seeing things fall apart and just kind of throwing a match that like Becky didn't even want.
Right, because the whole build up to this is kind of like it was like all over the place. It was basically kind of like showing that there's cracks within the team of Seth Lynch, and I feel like Team AJ Punk has been fortified this whole time. They showed that not only are they a dominant tag team, but they're a dominant couple. It just like Seth is like just in the consistency. And it's like, oh, second Becky, and it's like, I don't listen to you. You're not the man. And it's like, oh wait, what? And you're the reason why this match is even happening, because this match isn't supposed to be happening. Their egos, their different ideals might clash, and it could lead to like some friction. And yeah, I could definitely see the idea that you said with AJ Punk winning it. As for me, the way I see this, or the way I would want this match, because if this is the main event, it's got to be clear cut to the point. This is AJ Lee's like return match in WWE, and over like 3,000 days or whatever, how many days they said she was gone from. Like, I think her first match since 2015, so it's been like a decade, right? And I feel like you got to capitalize on that. If you're gonna have it for the long run, capitalize, make the most out of the investment that you made. And I feel like there's plenty of different ways you can really do this. Obviously, since this is non-title, it gives everything to AJ and Punk, because it's like they can win the match, and Seth and Becky don't have to lose their titles. So that's one demerit where I'm like, oh yeah, they can afford this loss because the titles aren't on the line. That's one. Two, I think as much as I want to see, the money shot of like, CM Punk GTSing Seth and like, getting the pinfall victory on him, and elevating his stock. I think it's more vital for like AJ Lee to kind of be the one to be the leader, to showcase, because we're watching this match not only for the fact how good the story is, but we're highly anticipating AJ Lee's first match, and this is AJ Lee's first match. So ideally, I see this going two ways. One way where I'm like, oh, that would actually be fucking cool, and the one way where I feel like that's the right thing to do. I feel like to make an example, to make a statement on AJ Lee's return, and I feel like you will agree with me when I say this, Pete, is I don't want Punk to get the fall in this match. I want AJ Lee to kind of win it for the team, and the way I want to see her win this is not by pinfall. I want to see Becky tap to the Black Widow. Because Black Widow in so long. So, and I will reestablish like, AJ like really top, because it'll be like, holy crap. And I can see Becky tapping out because it's like she's chicken shit now. She's petrified. She's scared. She's mortified of who, AJ Lee is. It's like she's like freaking big baller shock collar. So I see like a submission victory, and that's my prediction for AJ Lee. Or they can go the route where it's, shit goes to the fence and it goes like, left field, and like the match, it not just being like, a match where you just tag in, just turns into like a tornado tag moment where basically all teams are like fighting at, so basically what happened with the, Seth and Becky at their match at Stomping Grounds, because I feel like that was the pay-per-view that they did that bullshit ass match. And it would be cool. It would be cool. And I have to mention this because it happened, and even Sora remembers this because this was a big deal back then. But I want to see a moment in the match where CM Punk GTS Becky Lynch. Because Becky took and ended days from Baron Corbin, and nobody expected that shit. And I feel like in a match is all fair, love is war type of thing. And I feel like I get the whole notion with Punk being like, I don't hit a woman, this and that. But what about if it comes in a moment of match where like, Becky's like laying on him, and like maybe like it's a situation where like maybe the ref is down, and like, Becky grabs a chair and she wails, Punk with a chair, this and that. We gotta see man on women violence just to pop that rating, and let it be just one move. I don't care what it is. I would prefer it to be the GTS, but if it's any other move, so be it. I don't care. Like, but I want just for the gratification what's been going on, because we've been seeing every single week, Becky just slapping the fuck out of Punk, and Punk basically being like, yeah, I'm just gonna like muster this like I'm fucking, the savior, like in Lord and the Savior. Like I'm not gonna lay one finger at her, this and that. But when I get like if the match goes on and it gets to a breaking point, that would be something cool to see.
But could I expand on that?
Yeah, go ahead. Expand on that.
So basically, he hasn't laid a finger on it, and
Good.
he has specified, I don't hit a woman.
Right.
So like maybe like Seth would probably be out of it. Like Becky would try to run from AJ Lee. It would be Punk, then hits the move, and AJ gets the pin, and like Seth is like complaining, like, what do you mean? Like, I thought that you would never hit a woman. And Punk hits him, like, he's like, I won't hit a woman, but she's the man.
Yeah, I just hit a man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. So two things I want to mention when it comes to that. So I could see a scenario where, Punk could lay his hands on Becky if it's an accident. What about if it's something along the ways where like Seth Rollins was in the way of a move, but then he moved out of the way, and then Becky, took the. So I could see that, and it could be like, hey, I don't hit a woman, but that was an accident type of thing. So that's one, or two, which I hate to say, I do see this being realistic, is there's gonna be a time where like Punk is gonna go for a move, and Seth Rollins is gonna use his wife as a shield, and she's gonna fucking get lambasted really bad, and it'll be a pussy move to do, but pussy move from a pussy wrestler. If it makes sense, like I can see that. So I can see like an incidental accident, and if that accident does happen, maybe that's the way AJ wins and gets a pin on Becky because of the accident that happened with Punk and Seth. Or it could be a scenario which we all didn't talk about, where it's like, what about chaos breaks loose and basically Seth and Punk, basically take it out of the ring and basically go in the crowd and like have a brawl, and then basically turns into a singles match between AJ and Becky, and AJ just wins because it turns into a single match. I see that happening too.
Dominic Mysterio to break character and do something special for him.
What? What was that, Pete? He's like, y'all
I
are
don't know.
explosive.
Dominic, our double champion we trust.
Bro, like, this guy's not even in the card. Why are we talking about? Nah, I'm playing. But no, long story short though, let me get to the punchline, and then I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this. Ideally, what I do want to see in this match is, how about instead of like AJ beating Becky, or like Punk beating Seth, what about they just both pin them at the same time? What about if it turns into a scenario where like they both like do move thieves, in a sense where like Punk and AJ do an AJ move, so like maybe like the Black Widow or like the Shining Wizard, and then basically the match finish would be like CM Punk GTSing Seth and AJ Lee GTSing because we haven't seen AJ Lee do the GTS, and I think that'd be fucking cool. And they both hit that shit at the same time, and they both go for the pin, and then the referee just fucking raises both hands, 1, 2, 3, and like they both lose at the same time. The reason why I want to see that is because then Seth and Becky have nobody else to complain about. You can't be like, it's your fault we lost the match. Your fault. Y'all both lost at the same time because you both are losers. And I feel like that's something cool to tell. And then basically makes AJ and Punk both #1 contender because they both pinned their respective champions. So ideally, that's my prediction. But if not, I have AJ Lee winning via submission. Thank you very much. But what's your thoughts on that sort about them being beat at the same time? Do you like that, or do you think it should be individually?
I think that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey, P, what do you think about that scenario I mentioned?
Good concept. I mean, it actually builds another match for them in the future, and it puts them over at the same time.
Yeah. So ideally, would that be what you want to see, or would you rather see some other scenario?
No, I'd be okay with this.
Hey, okay, we're 3 for. Let's go, man. Yeah, this is the best prediction show I ever done in my life, man.
This is a fun show.
Yeah, this is a great show. This is a great show. Pete, do you have any, final things you want to tell our viewers, or anything about wrestling related? You want to get
in regards to what the WWE or AEW?
No, definitely not.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I know, but like, god damn, man, that company, god damn, it's funny, we do WWE prediction shows every time AEW gets brought up some random time. I'm like, bro, come on. Like, we get it. The owner is literally a jackass. We get it. But no, just anything, I guess, in wrestling. Like, I guess without spoiling, because me and Sora are probably gonna watch SmackDown. But did anything eventful happen on SmackDown that
a lot of, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be the first one to tell you whether SmackDown sucked or not, and I can be brutally honest.
Yeah, be very vague too. Yeah,
but tonight, after what I read, it was actually a pretty damn good go home show.
Wow.
So far, it's actually been pretty impressive. I've been reading the coverage, and I'm actually impressed by it.
Oh, okay.
Especially now they teased. I'm not gonna say anything, but they teased a potential match for Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say what it is. You guys are gonna have to watch SmackDown.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Like, because so Brock's definitely locked in for. And Survivor Series when again? Like,
the Survivor Series this year is, I think, I don't know. I don't have my phone with me right now. I can't even see.
Oh, you can check your. Actually, no, you.
Let me see. I can check right now.
Yeah, I can check on my phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see, because I think it's in November, but like
it's definitely November.
Let me see. Oh wow, I forgot we got No Mercy coming up too. God.
When do you want to cover the No Mercy? When is that one? No
Mercy is the 27th of September, so we can do it sometime next week.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that next week.
So what I'm thinking is like, same time, same day next week, so like the 26th.
But here's the thing though, we don't know the card. We don't know the card right now for that match.
So far, there's been 4 matches that got confirmed.
Wait a minute, really? Then I guess I've been not paying attention. What were those 4 matches for No Mercy?
JC Jane is defending her title against Lola Vice. So Ruka is gonna face the winner of the speed tournament. So it's either Candice LeRae or Lainey Reed.
Oh, Pika, you're
Oba-
telling me it's an NXT show.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking No Mercy, the original main roster No Mercy.
No, dude. No. NXT. But I'll say this though. You are familiar with the people, obviously, with NXT. Like maybe there's some that you don't know, but I'm pretty sure. Like I'm looking at the card right now. Like you're familiar with Ethan Page. You're familiar with Oba Femi.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Those guys I'm familiar with. Like
Trick Williams. Yeah. So I'm actually, matter of fact, I think. Wait, I'm gonna name some people. You let me know if you're familiar, obviously, with JCJ and Lola Vice, right?
I'm familiar with them. I'm also familiar with Sol Ruka.
So Ruka, Candice LeRae, and
All the Vice I'm familiar with.
Yeah, Candice LeRae you're familiar with, but Lainey Reed you don't know who that is.
Ricky Saints I'm familiar with.
And Trick Williams.
And Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick.
Trick, what? Yeah. I loved it. I like it. Yeah. Freaking Ethan Page, obviously you're familiar with that, right? The Canadian. Or no?
Yeah, I know Ethan Page. I mean, I'm familiar with him. I watched his stuff in TNA.
Yeah, because I was saying he was in TNA. He was in the tag team, the North.
The North with Josh Alexander.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the person that he's facing, Tavion Heights?
I am not.
Okay, so basically he's a member of NQCC, and he's an Olympian basically. Like
Is he the brother of? Oh, I thought he was the brother of what's his name?
No, he was in the same faction.
Okay,
they were in the same faction, yeah, and they were under Drew Gulak, if I remember correctly.
Oh, no quarter catch crew.
Yes, that's Tavion. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously the card's gonna build up. We're probably gonna get 5-6 matches. So, but yeah, for main roster though, I think the next one that we're gonna probably do is Crown Jewel, which, as far as I'm checking right now, the only 2 matches that are confirmed are. Wait, what? This can't be right. They're saying match number 1 is Raw's World Heavyweight Champion versus SmackDown Undisputed Champion. They do that? They do Raw versus SmackDown on Crown Jewel?
Wasn't Cody versus Gunther the WWE versus World?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, so they're doing that again. So whoever's the Raw.
Yeah. That means the what's it called? The Crown Jewel belt.
Oh shit.
Crown Jewel
Okay.
50.
Okay. And then same thing for the women's. So whoever's the women's one is actually kind of interesting, because on the Raw side it can be either Io or Stephanie, and then on SmackDown it's either Tiffy or Jade, I would assume. That would be
interesting.
Yeah, so I'm interested with the women's on that one. The men's not so much, because it's probably looking like it's gonna be Cody and no, nobody wants to see no Cody and Seth, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You don't want to see...
Well, it's not going to be any worse. Pika, it's not going to be worse than when Shane McMahon won the greatest wrestler in the World Cup.
Oh, you mean the best in the World Cup?
Yes, and it was so bad though, guys. Like his skit, guys. Shane McMahon, he looked like fucking Mr. Krabs when he lost his shell. That's how pink he was.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. So Shane McMahon, you liked him at SmackDown GM, right? Like
I liked him as GM, but my favorite Shane McMahon moment of all time, guys, will always be when he made fun of Big Show. Which way did Shane go?
I don't know.
Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
No, come on, though. That time where he was feuding with Braun Strowman and he called him like an idiot, like that shit was beautiful too, bro. Come on.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Or what about when he did the voices for Kai and Tai?
Indeed. Yeah. So the thing about Shane is, like, I don't think he's not part of the company no more, right? Or is he?
He doesn't have, like, I think he's just a performer. He doesn't have any, like, political say.
Okay, so would you be interested in seeing him, like, because I feel like he left off bad, right? Because he had a match at Mania.
He broke his leg.
Yeah, and that made me feel sad. Yeah, because I'm like, yo, I like Shane. Because let's be completely honest. If we're talking about the McMahons, he's the best McMahon.
He was actually he's the only McMahon that's not corrupted.
Right. So it's like I'm thinking in my mind, like even when he was a bad guy, he was still likable. Like he wasn't like a dirt. Yeah.
I missed that fucking moonwalk. He did that running moonwalk.
Yeah. Actually, let's talk about back in the day. Remember his feud with Randy in 2000?
Oh, I remember. What about his feud he had with Kane? You remember in 2003?
Oh no. Let's not talk. Actually, okay, what was the punchline? So Sora can know.
It's cool.
No, explain what happened. So Sora knows, like like revisionist history. What happened? Like, explain play by play what he did.
He basically shocked Shane McMahon's grapefruits.
But with what? Like, what did he use to shock
With,
his...
with car jumper cables.
So he put jumper. Yo, I'm done with that shit, bro. Shane McMahon deserves the Hall of Fame next year. I don't give a fuck with this.
Yo,
wait, is it? Yeah, huh?
Go.
No, is he a Hall of Famer yet or not? Like, I don't think they gave him the.
He's not in the Hall of Fame, but 2003 was wild, man.
Bro, 2003 was a great year of wrestling, bro. Like, I think that was the year when he did Brock and what's his face, Zach Gowen, right?
Yeah, but that was guys. Wasn't that the year when Vince gave that horrible, not horrible, but that epic promo where he was the Green Goblin and he told Paul Heyman, terrorists are gonna burn down the Undertaker.
Wait, was it 2000? No, was it like when did Muhammad San do that whole gimmick, like that time era? Like what was that was?
It was fucking crazy. He's like, remember when he had to do with Mr. America?
No, but was that around the same time frame? Like
it was
Muhammad San
2003.
What the? No, but you remember that segment though? Like I'm not tripping. Yeah, go. Wait, you let me know what you remember. I'm curious. Like,
okay, it first started off as Hogan versus Vince, and then that was the promo. Remember, if you actually think I was the right guy, and then that was the promo. So it was like, if it wasn't for me, McMahon, the word "screw" would have had a whole new meaning in prison.
Okay, I gotta mention this because we're thinking about two different segments. I remember that segment. That was funny as hell. Remember the segment where Undertaker was in the ring and he got jumped by these masked men?
I do.
That was the same like month, right? The Hogan with the Hogan singer was it?
That was 2005 with Muhammad Hassan.
Oh, and then what you're talking about 2003?
2003 was when Vince was saying when he was saying that terrorists were gonna burn down Taker's house and that his kids were gonna be kidnapped and then his wife was gonna be.
Okay. Because I'm trying to figure out like because if I remember it was that segment and after that they pulled him off. They're like, yo, you can't do this.
He's like, but you don't remember when Vince was like, he's like, the Undertaker's kids are gonna be kidnapped.
No, but the reason why Undertaker getting jumped by those masked men is like crazy to me is every time somebody would post that gif of being like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen if they go to Saudi Arabia one more time.
I realized too. By the way, especially Undertaker guys, I have the one segment that I thought almost killed the Undertaker's character.
What was that?
Career when he came out and forced JR to kiss Vince McMahon's ass. I remember this verbatim. He's like this. Let me get this straight here. You want this man to kiss your ass, and you want this man right here to force him to kiss his ass, pointing to Kurt Angle. I just like the way Undertaker was like this. You want this man to kiss your ass? Let me get this straight.
No, so the thing I gotta talk about that one, that's a corporate ministry, right?
No, that was fucking the start of heel Big Evil Undertaker.
Oh my goodness.
When he cut his hair.
That wasn't. Yeah. And when he had the ginger hair, right?
Yeah, he's like, let me ask this, JR.
Oh my goodness. What the heck? Okay, so the thing is why I would say that wouldn't kill Taker is because look at all the things Taker did up until that point. But one thing I do want to mention, and a lot of people don't know about this, do people remember what happened at the end of Big Boss Man versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell? That's all I'm gonna say.
He hung him.
So how the hell can he kill Undertaker's character when he canonically hung somebody?
They made him look like a bitch next to Vince. He was like this. I've been here for 11 years, and I've seen all. But the one that kissed your ass the most was me. I stayed and I still kissed your ass, and I still put up with your crap.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm thinking about my mind with that segment. How much do it have to pay you, Pete, to get like hung like that? Like, how do you do that without like killing yourself? Like, Like he was actually being hung, right?
No, actually, what they did was I found out what they did.
Yeah.
They
What did he do? Yeah.
they actually had Boss
Mhm.
Man in a harness, so that way it wasn't on his neck. Like, yeah, it was on his neck. But he actually
Okay.
had that and a harness that was actually rising him up.
That's regardless. Like he was being risen up with the helm itself, dude.
No, but he had a harness on that was holding the noose.
But okay, let's say the pressure wasn't being applied to his like his body weight would still like kind of like I don't know, wouldn't his body feel like you're basically being deadlifted? Like
No,
like
because
yeah.
I think the vest actually helped supported his weight, so that way it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, because he was a big dude too. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, how much did the Big Boss Man weigh?
Boss Man was I believe 6'6" and I think 280.
Oh, okay.
Let me
Because
see.
he looked like he might have. Like, I could have sworn he was at least 300.
Boss
Like,
Man
I know,
was
yeah.
wow. Boss Man was built at 6'7",
Okay, but wait, what was his weight?
330 pounds.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. Like, yeah. What?
No, but I think that was what Boss Man. I think that the 330-pound thing was when he wore the blue shirt, not when he was the Shield boss.
So you think he lost like he was in his 280s, right? Like when he was doing the
definitely
whole.
lost weight. He definitely lost.
So okay, and then the other thing I want to mention too, you remember the Big Show and Big Boss Man?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you followed the crow, and then he had the.
No, tell sorry needs to know about this shit. This is why I'm telling you, wrestling back in the day was. What did he do? What did he do that was so disrespectful to Big Show?
Did he put like the Big Show's daddy's coffin on a winch and then drove it out of there?
When his dad, but his dad recently died, right? He recently died,
that wasn't true. Big Show's dad died years before this segment.
Oh,
actually.
okay. I thought it was like, okay. I thought they were doing, okay. But okay, so kayfabe wise, so then he basically then on his funeral, like basically tied what did he do?
He tied a winch onto the coffin. So
and then he drove off with.
Well, okay, let me ask you this though, Pika. What exactly did Big Boss Man do to Al Snow? Answer that question.
Oh, I wish I remembered. Like, what did he do? What did he do?
Say that he invited him over for dinner one night.
Yeah. Hey, no, wait, I have a question. Did it involve head?
No, it did not. It involved
okay.
another living thing, but I'm not going to go into detail with that.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
Well, didn't Boss Man cook and fed his dog Pepper to him?
Oh, come on.
He did.
Come on.
Don't you remember the Kettle from Hell?
Yeah, I absolutely remember. But you didn't have to tell a story of that, man. God damn.
So they had dog?
Yeah, he fed him his own pet. Sorry, yes.
I think the best one. I don't know why. When Al Snow angry is actually funny more than Like I remember he was like this, Boss Man, you look very happy ever since you killed my dog and faked him and cooked him.
And we're not even talking about chopping your pee-pee. Like we ain't talking about that shit.
I just like the way those promos are cut though. Like guys, it reminds me of the 2005 and 2005 promo with Cena and JBL. You remember? It was like this.
Oh yeah.
It's like this. The WWE Championship ain't in that box, man. What are you, stupid? You see, that was supposed to be a gift for you, man.
Yeah.
Come up with hard times, the whole wrestling god thing didn't work out. Being it, you got your ass kicked at WrestleMania.
You remember the APA backstage blackjack and poker, the stuff where people would have to knock the door and like go through the door and ask him to do a favor every time.
It's like, damn it, don't you know how to knock?
Yeah, so sorry, they had like a door just like backstage, and like it was like one of those like place-in doors where like you would have to open and you can go around and obviously this and that, and like behind the door would be APA, where basically they were like hitmen, like or mercenaries. They'd be like, oh, you pay us, we'll do the job type of thing, and they'd be playing poker and smoking cigars back then, and like, dude, they were doing some stupid shit with APA, bro. Wait, what did APA stand for again? What the fuck?
I do. Because you remember the Dudleys came in.
I wish. Wait, what were you saying? Pyro? I'm not Pyro, but Pete. I was laughing too.
You remember when the Dudleys came in and they offered to pay the APA the check, and then Fruit goes, "Hey, I'll tell you one thing. If that check bounces, so does your head. If that check bounces, so does your head." Damn.
So R.I.P. the dog though.
Yeah, R.I.P.
But I don't. I think the worst thing that to be eaten on the show has to be worms.
Yeah, let's not talk about Boogeyman here. Sora remembers that shit.
No, I'll tell you what was worse. When
Worse than
Boogeyman,
worms?
the worst actually, which made me almost throw up, honestly, was when Boogeyman ate that blemish off Jillian Hall's face.
Yeah, but okay, that was okay, right. That was gross, but that shit needed to be off Jillian's face though, because that shit was okay.
No, but he ate it though. He ate it. I gagged. I thought I was gonna vomit. It was right after I had a pizza too.
Just for clarification, so Sora can just like mentally envision it. Like, how did Jillian look? Like, describe like what type of woman Jillian was. Like, if you remember, like how she looked back then.
Who, Jillian?
Yeah, Jillian. Yeah.
I remember she just looked the same. She just had that fucking hideous thing on her face. Like, have you ever watched Gary and Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember that episode when Gary fell in love with that woman that had that hideous thing on her face?
Yeah.
It was exactly like that, but in WWE.
Yeah. So basically, she was a cute blonde, if I remember correctly. Just that couldn't sing. That couldn't sing, by the way.
Cute blonde, but when she turned her face, it was over.
Yeah. Oh, and she was, she had a fucking whatchamacallit.
So you're saying the Boogeyman is a cosmetologist now?
Basically. A cosmetologist, a dermatologist, maybe not a gynecologist.
Oh, and by the way, Pika, I definitely. By the way, I'm gonna tell you right now. Me and Silver have a Ezekiel Kevin Owens moment where you're my Tommaso Ciampa. Where like I'm pretending to be someone else, and then fucking Silver's pissed off, and then you're like, wait a minute, Silver. Honestly, people make mistakes, but that's clearly Ezekiel, Elias's younger brother.
Oh my god!
And then Silver would be like, Pika, why are you doing this, Pika? Grow up.
No, the way I look at it is like I'm Tommaso, you're Johnny Gargano, and fucking Silver's like Matt Riddle or some bullshit. Like he doesn't even understand what's going on sometimes. I'm talking about yeah. You know, he really reminds me of like the character that Matt Riddle was in WWE, bro. Like, bro.
But I just think that whole thing is funny though. Like, I think if everybody ended it with that is Ezekiel, Elias's younger brother, I think that would have made the whole fucking thing more hilarious.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to figure out, Pete, who's Elijah?
I don't know, some schmo that looks like Elias.
Oh, okay, see, there you go, sir. I knew something was going on.
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Elijah is what the Gallagher brothers are when it comes to the Beatles. I mean, they're pretty much a Beatles, I'm not gonna say Beatles impersonation, but they're Beatles inspired.
Okay.
But are you familiar with the Gallagher brothers? No.
Yeah, I am. It's like comparing whatchamacallit. So like Elias would be like the Beatles, and Elijah would be Oasis.
Or the Monkeys.
Oh, come on. That's one of Sora's favorite bands. Not the Monkeys.
Don't disrespect Sora, because I love the Monkeys too. I am a Mickey Dolenz guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I'll go one better though. Elias is Backstreet Boys, and then Elijah is 98 Degrees.
Oh my goodness! So it ain't like a Blink 182 Sum 41 difference. Like it's like it's big. It's a big difference.
Yep. It's like every time. By the way, every time I look at what's his name, Adam Pearce, tell me that motherfucker doesn't look like fucking Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins.
I was gonna say Professor Xavier.
He also looks like Uncle Fester too.
I was gonna say Megamind. Yeah, shout out to Megamind. But no, yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, we gotta start doing like these prediction shows and then like ending it off like old school, like wrestling facts. It's like Sora's learning some new stuff, man. Sora's understanding like why like we love wrestling like all our lives, because like it's like the random shit. Like, because nowadays, like what I notice about Sora, because me like Sora have been watching Raw, is like the highlight of Raw is like really the Kabuki Warriors. The whole like because I don't know if you saw the segments. It's like every time like Oscar would leave it, Kai would linger and be like, and Oscar would be like, Kai, and she would like be mortified. It kind of reminded me of like the whole like Kai and Tai, like Indeed, like it's kind of like a it's like a gag that like they just keep doing and doing, and it's really like we feel bad for Kyrie though. Like that's the thing, because even Sora said it. Like he feels like she's Oscar's slave, and I'm like, yo, come on, you didn't have to say that.
I agree.
You agree?
So we're gonna do the prediction show next week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Same
next
time?
week. Yep, same time. Yep. So with
What
that
day?
being said,
Wednesday or Friday?
what day works best for you? Because I think Friday is probably the best.
Let's do Friday then. Let's do next Friday.
All right, yeah, and see if you can see the status of Pyro and Pratty and all the,
Not a problem.
Yeah. So with that being said, could you hit us with the intermission for, or not intermission, like basically take it home, like that to help the viewers that we're new to the show and all that. Like how do you do? Actually, yeah. You Pete. How do you end your podcast or like anytime like?
I basically just I thank the guest star for a great interview. I just talk about like how they last an everlasting impact like on not just my life but fans' lives too. And I just basically end and you guys are gonna appreciate this too. I basically end with a wrestling chant. I go, thank you, such and such.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Like that.
Yeah, because you're making a moment because they're gonna appreciate that.
Well, I want to let them know that I was the fan in that crowd though, and I want to make sure that I was that fan that was chanting them on.
Hell yeah. No, but it's crazy though because I'm gonna have to show Sora because Sora doesn't really know like you interview like a lot of like voice actors and like and people that of our childhood, and it's kind of crazy. So,
I'll actually send you guys in later on. I'll send you the business card.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I'll see what my details and this and that. But first and foremost, I'll take it from the email wise. So like, someone like maybe send it to me or whatever. But
you got it.
Yeah. So with that being said, thanks Pete for joining us. It was a pleasure, having you as my co-host, and also Sora, it's a pleasure, having you. You're my two best friends that any world can have. Like I mess with y'all.
Pika, you're a human being, Pika.
Thank you. You're making me blush. You're making me blush, man. Come on.
Well, to quote Hardcore Holly, when he said, "Taz, I love you, buddy. Pika, I love you, buddy."
Yeah, man, I love you too, man. You're always gonna be the Gargano to my Ciampa, bro. Like I appreciate it.
I love you too, Sora.
Yeah, and I hate to say Sora, like respect, but you got to be Candice LeRae in this situation. I don't have a problem with that. Exactly, Sora. Exactly. So that being said, thank you all for joining us for the Wrestlepalooza prediction show, and we will see you next week for No Mercy. Thank you all for joining us, and peace out.
Peace out, everyone.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Later.